Okay, welcome to video number 4 in the 4-step methodology to embracing the art of intuitive eating. Right, before we get on to step number 4, let's do a quick recap of the first 3 steps in the intuitive eating methodology. Number 1, powerful, it's to allow. This is where you are unlocking those prison gates and you are stepping into your own power by allowing yourself to eat anything that you want. You are not going to follow any more rules. You're not going to buy into any more dogma. You're going to allow yourself to make your own choices. And how powerful is that when you give yourself permission to make choices that are right for you? You are not handing your power over to somebody else. You're going to make this decision. And, you know, for many women, this is kind of the last frontier. And women, I'll say women in particular, but this is the last frontier for us. This is where we're actually pulling back our power and giving ourselves permission to make that decision. I'm going to allow myself to eat anything I want. Number 2 is to ask, okay, this is where you are separating the head from your heart. You're going into your body, and instead of all the rules and all the dogma and all the things you've read and tried and buy into all the time, you're going to trust your body. You're going to ask your body, what do I really want? What does my body really want at this point? Now, our body's an incredible, I'm going to use the word machine for want of a better word. They operate without you even thinking of it. But we so long have hung on to this thing where we disconnect. We're making choices based on calories or fat grams or macros or whether it's you're in ketosis or whether you are, I don't know, losing weight because it's got less fat in it. I don't know, whatever it is. This is the part where you are asking your body powerfully, what does my body really want? Listening to that aspect. I know this is difficult, especially if you've divorced your feelings from, you know, what you think to be true. This is the tough part. I get that part. But it's so empowering when you ask the right question. You change that way that you've asked. Not what can I have, not what should I eat, but what does my body really feel like? Really spending time with that. Number 3 is affirm. And this is where, as I said on the previous video, this is where you are affirming your value. And I know for many of us, and you know, I've been working in this field, life coaching, for many years. The bottom 2 issues that lie the base of most of the issues we face is lack of self-worth and lack of value. It's where we put our own worth and value on the shelf. Now, when you're coming into intuitive eating, this is about valuing your worth. But this is where the inner work needs to happen. This is where you're looking at things like shame and doubt and fear and self-sabotage and the imposter syndrome and the things that you're hanging on to from your past that are keeping you trapped in this world of not believing in yourself, not valuing your worth. So this is where the inner work has to happen. And boy, you know, I know the inner work sounds like it might be a bit hard, but boy, isn't that a lot easier than denying yourself food? Wow. You know, the thing about inner work is that when you start down this path, this is for life. You are changing, you know, the way you think about yourself. So critical and so valuable. I know this is tough, as I said before, but it's where the magic happens. It's where the word lighter comes from, actually. All right, to number 4. Number 4 is acknowledge. Right, this is the truth bomb moment. Sometimes we like food and we want to eat it because we like it. But really and honestly, that food may not agree with you. You know, I often see advertisements for heartburn tablets, and preceding that advertisement would be somebody eating a hamburger the size of my handbag. This is where you get really honest with yourself. If you're eating certain foods and they don't feel good, then you ask the question, why am I continuing to do that? Because your body is continually selling the messages. But if you're tied into reading and, you know, what somebody's telling you, you go right by it. And in the book Lighter, I share a story of how a particular food group really impacted on me. I didn't want to know about it until one day I thought, wow, I'm just not going to put my body through this anymore. This is where the inner work comes to the outer. This is where you begin to ask those difficult questions. This is the part also that impacts when you're eating out. You know, oftentimes when people eat out, they eat a lot, not because they're hungry, but because they're eating out and they're paying for it. So you tend to order big main meals and perhaps an entree and dessert because you're eating out. You may go right past the fullness feeling because I'm paying for it. I'm not going to leave it. This is where it's about acknowledging fullness. It's about taking time to eat. It's about being mindful of the responses and the reactions and then acting on them. And so the four work together. I'll say them again. So first is allow, next is ask, third is affirm, and fourth is acknowledge. And I know it's challenging. I've been on this journey for a long time. And I tell you, it works. It absolutely works. When somebody once said to me, gosh, you're so lucky you can eat whatever you like, I went, that's hilarious. Boy, if you know the inner work I've done to get to this point. So if you're really struggling with this, there's a link below, a link in the bio. Why don't you book in for a chat with me, a free, no obligation chat, to see if this is right for you. If you're ready to do this, because you've got to be ready for it, right? If you're ready to do this and you really want to start the process and you think, I don't know if I can do this by myself, let's have a chat. I can just ask you a few simple questions. You can make a decision right there and then whether working with me is the right thing to do to finally let go of this whole diet madness and really embrace the art of intuitive eating to reclaim your body and your life and simply feel lighter. The link's below. Let me know if you have any questions.